Okay, woo. All right, we are live. It's Friday. Yeah. All right, so it's Friday, April 3rd. We're going to give people a few minutes here to join us for our live recovery check-in. Dun, dun, dun. Kind of sitting in a different spot today. I opened some of the windows. Well, not like the windows themselves, but like the blinds. Open the blinds to let some of this really, really good sunshine in today. So I'm very excited about that. That makes me very happy. It's a beautiful, whoa, how about that? It's a beautiful sunny day. And so I'm definitely looking forward to taking a break this afternoon, getting out there in the sunshine, getting a nice walk in. And it's really going to be really good for my heart and my soul and my mind and my body, like just good all around. So all right, so just a couple updates for those of you who have joined us already, which I am very excited that you have. So starting yesterday and probably anticipate over the next few days, there's going to be some more updates to Hancock Helps, just based upon like kind of what the governor is saying and kind of what's going on here in Ohio and also locally in Findlay. So if you're having trouble kind of sifting through all of the information and all of the news sources and like what's reputable and what's not and what's too much and all that, you can get all of the good pertinent updates with some great links on Hancock Helps. It's hancockhelps.org. So definitely I encourage you to check it out when you go. Like there's a purple button at the top that's all about the COVID-19 and the like local and statewide and national response to that. So there's also been a couple like agency updates from different agencies in Findlay, and also some statewide updates about like some deadlines for some of the assistance programs getting extended and all that kind of stuff. So I encourage you to check that out. If you've got questions, like also don't be afraid to call. You can call Focus. We answer the phones 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday. So we are here for you. We remain here for you to help kind of answer your questions, navigate life systems and all of the above. So so stay updated, stay up to date with good information. So I was remiss yesterday and did not include a gratitude moment. So today I owe y'all two, and I'm okay with that, because gratitude is a foundation in my life for sure. So one thing that I am grateful for today is that I am grateful for the compassion that others show me, and the understanding that they show me. So I've talked in other recovery check-ins about extending loving kindness and acceptance and compassion towards yourself and other people. And I am just very grateful that I have been on the recipient end of some of that. There have been some times where I've been taking some video calls and whatnot from my house, and my daughter really likes all the buttons that are on my phone. So that gets really interesting. And then at the end of every business call, meeting, whatnot, just about everybody, that if I have my speaker unmuted, just about everybody hears her say, "Bye!" really loudly and really excitedly all the time. And there have been also a couple meetings where they've listened to her cry or throw a toddler tantrum over, I don't know, like today with soy sauce, because I wouldn't let her have the soy sauce bottle, so whatever. So again, long story, but short story is that I'm grateful for the compassion that others show me, and that my second gratitude moment or gratitude thing for today is that I'm really, really grateful to be part of such a blessed family. And for me, family, it kind of extends pretty broadly. So like I have my biological family, I have my unbiological family, I have my recovery family, got my work family, and I am blessed to be a part of such a freaking awesome one where we are checking in on one another, where we are just really fortunate to have the things that we need right now. So my heart is definitely thankful for all of that. So let's get into the nuts and the bolts of today's recovery check-in. So we have had a couple of requests for some topics. I'm going to start talking about those tomorrow. But so for today, one of the things that's been discussed a lot lately is fear. And, we've talked about, in other recovery check-ins, we've talked about like anxiety, and we've talked about depression and isolation and being alone, and we've talked about those topics, and we've kind of skirted around this whole concept of fear. And I think it's time we address it. I think it's time we talk about it, just as individuals and as a community, and especially as a recovery community, because fear can definitely be one of the things that gets in the way of recovery for maybe you or someone else. And so yesterday, you may or may not know that the Governor DeWine extended the stay-at-home order through May 1st. And the details of that are getting released and whatnot. But coming with that, for some people, comes a lot of fear. And fear is one of those human emotions that can get a little bit tricky, because it can show up as in a lot of different ways. So fear can look like frustration. Fear can look like anger. Fear can look like anxiety. Can look like wanting to have control over everything. It can look like overindulging. Can be fear. There are people, and myself included, right here, where I have had moments of fear over the last couple weeks, because of that uncertainty and that unknown, and I don't always know what to do. I don't always know the right path to take. And right now there's not always like a right path. There's not always a clear path, and that can definitely cause some fear. And I know for me, fear tends to come out of stress and anxiety and frustration and wanting to control stuff. And so for me, like, that clues me in on ways that I can help to manage that fear in my life. Knowing how it shows up helps me to deploy the right kind of tools to manage that. A lot of times fear is rooted in that uncertainty, and it's rooted in that unknown. And I want to remind you that every single one of you deal with uncertainty on a daily basis. Y'all are resilient mofos who deal with uncertainty and uncertain times and uncertain people all the time. And so, like, I know that we as a community, like, we can deal with this uncertainty because we do. That is what we do. We are people in recovery, and we do hard things. That's just how we roll. And dealing with uncertainty is a hard thing. So, every single day when you wake up, even before all of this happened, you were dealing with uncertainty. You were embracing uncertainty in your day, and sometimes thriving in that uncertainty. So let's take that and take the skills that we had, and let's apply them right now when we're in a hard thing, where we're doing a hard thing. And so one of the things that we do as people to kind of help counteract that uncertainty and help to kind of take the knees out from under fear, kind of take the sting out of that fear, is to find the facts. look at that. What's the factual information that we can get? And when we're looking for the facts, we need to look for the facts from good sources. There are lots of sources of information out there. Not all of them are made equally. So as well-meaning as people might be, sometimes for better, for worse, or whatnot, people spread misinformation. And so especially in situations like this public health situation that we're in, we need to get information from reputable sources. So that's our local city officials, that's our health department, that's the CDC, literally individuals who are trained and have the knowledge and the expertise to handle these situations, to know what they're doing. Epidemiologist, that's one of my favorite words. I love epidemiology. It's the study of like trends and disease and all that kind of stuff. It's fascinating to me, but we need to look to those sources. We need to look to the reputable sources. If you find information you're like, I don't know if that's right, ask them where they got it from. And if they can't tell you, chances are you should take that little tidbit of information with a very, very large grain of salt, or just go seek out something from a better source of information. Because facts counteract fear, because it takes out that unknown, it takes out that uncertainty, and lets you operate with your whole brain kind of on function. So looking for the facts can help counteract the fear that you might feel. Another kind of tool that you can use in your recovery and in your life, and this is one that I use dang near every day, if not every day, multiple times a day, to help counteract fear and anxiety and uncertainty. And for me, I use it to counteract just about any negative emotion that I might have, is doing tasks that you're good at. Doing something that you can see tangible progress towards. Doing something that you know you can accomplish. And these are like little things and big things. And, oh, there's my living room. How about that? I don't know how to switch it back, guys. Oh, there's a button. Hey, I learned a thing. You saw my living room with my kid's box. Oh, shoot. Moments of grace, right? All right, so I didn't know it could do that. All right. But anyways, so back to tasks that you're tangible, tasks that you can do well. Those include big things and little things. So like this morning, I got the broom out and I swept my floor, because it is something that I can see tangible progress towards. And for me, that's really important right now, because I don't know what tangible progress looks like in a public health crisis like we're in. I don't know that. That's not my area of expertise. I know that I'm doing the things that I can do. But outside of that, I got to leave that to the experts. So things that are within my control are like sweeping my floor. I will make a short list of tasks for myself to do in one day. And it might be to send an email, to make a phone call, to send a text, to clean my counters off, to do my dishes. But those are little things that I have mastery over and that I can do, and that I can see tangible progress towards. So doing those kinds of things are very calming. Calming to the brain, calming to your spirit. So those are things that can also counteract that fear. Another couple things. I got 2 more. This is a list of 4, not 5 today. I don't know why. It's a thing. So to counteract that fear, you can also make a worry box. I know lots of people that do this. They have a worry box. One of my friends recently sent me something similar that looked like a mini trash can. So that was pretty cool. Um, and so what it is you make a box, and it can be any kind of box, any kind of container. You can decorate it, bedazzle it, make it pretty, whatever floats your boat, sinks your battleship, kind of thing. And when you have a worry or you have a fear, you write it down and you stick it in the box. It goes in the box, out of the brain. And that can be a really good strategy to help you. One, just writing something down requires different processes in your brain than other things. So just simply picking up that pencil, picking up that piece of paper, writing that down activates a different part of your brain. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Okay. So write it down in that worry box and put it in the box, and then every once in a while empty the box. Put the box in the trash. Or not the whole box in the trash, but empty the box into the trash. Whatever might float your boat, help you deal with that. But just writing it down can really help. And I don't know. So this next one might sound a little bit silly. It's fine. I'm going to practice some judgment freeness here. I did not put my Judgy McJudge pants on today. So something that I try to do with fear is I apply like the Harry Potter method. And so I don't know if anybody's a fan of Harry Potter or has watched Harry Potter or has read Harry Potter or whatnot, but there's a scene in there where all of these students are facing this thing called a boggart. And the boggart takes the form of whatever that student fears the most. And so to counteract that fear, their teacher teaches them a spell, and the spell is ridiculous. I probably didn't say it right. Hermione Granger would be upset with me. But the whole concept is to turn that biggest fear into something ridiculous, to turn it into, something goofy looking or whatnot. And so sometimes what I do with my fears is I take that concept and I laugh. And so whether that is putting on some funky music and, dressing up and whatnot and just breaking it down in my living room and just embracing the ridiculousness of the moment, embracing the ridiculousness of things that I can't control, like I do it. If it's making goofy faces at my daughter or one of my nieces or my nephew, it might be, seeing if I can put my hair up into a ponytail on the tippy top of my head and, rocking it out like 80s style or whatnot. Just things that are just goofy and kind of very unadulty and make it laugh and bring a little bit of joy to my heart. Like, I just embrace that ridiculousness because when I laugh, that laughing and that smiling and that joy counteracts the fear that I'm feeling in my life. And so that's something that really helps me to embrace that. Because for me, action crushes fear. And so if I do something with that, if I recognize it, if I own it and acknowledge it and move through it, that's the most important part. Moving through it, not like smushing it down, because that does nobody in recovery any good, at least not in the long term. Moving through that fear helps me to get rid of it. Like, it dissipates then like a cloud. And that's just a really, really cool feeling. So I'd encourage you to not run from fear, not run from the fear that you might be feeling right now. Like, give yourself a solid couple of minutes to sit in it and then figure out a plan of what you're going to do. How are you going to manage that? And know that you already handle a heck of a lot of uncertainty already. And you can handle this. I know that you can. So make that plan, whether you're going to do something ridiculous, whether you're going to, do a task that you can see progress on, whether you are going to look for the facts of that situation or the facts behind that fear, whatever that might be. I encourage you and challenge you to do that. Make that plan and make it happen for you. Make it happen in your life. So that's what I have for today's recovery check-in. As always, you can stay up to date on hancockhelps.org. There are lots of good information on that website, updates on local support groups. There's an open recovery meeting today at 4 if you're interested, 4 p.m. Eastern time if you're not in Ohio or Eastern time. But so 4 p.m., that'll be today. We would love for you to join us. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about meditation, which is one of probably my favorite. I have a lot of favorite things, but I love talking about meditation, and I love meditation. So definitely would love if y'all can join us tomorrow at noon for a recovery check-in. We're going to be talking about meditation, and in the meantime, be kind to yourself, be kind to other people, and keep your hearts and minds resilient. And I will see you guys tomorrow at noon.